Welcome to the first annual Optimist Club Malibu Instrumental Music Festival. Tonight, the Malibu Optimist Club honors instrumental music students by sponsoring this festival. We are proud of all of the participants and are presenting the 7 finalists this evening. Our host this evening is Raquel Ravaglioli, who has been active with the Malibu Optimist Club since she was in elementary school, as she often played violin at their breakfast meetings. She continued to perform at the breakfast meetings with the Malibu Middle School and high school orchestras, as well as numerous times at the annual pancake breakfast. Raquel founded the Junior Optimist Club called Joy at Malibu High and was elected international president the next year. When she went to college, she founded an Optimist Club at the University of the Pacific called the Acapella Optimists, who entertained the community regularly. We are proud to say that she is currently a member of our Optimist Club in Malibu, even while she serves as department head of music therapy at Marietta College and pursues her PhD at Ohio University. And she continues to perform professionally on the violin. We are grateful to Raquel for her communication and delivery this evening, her organization throughout the project, and I'm especially proud of her as my daughter. Thank you, Raquel, for hosting this evening.
Well, thank you. As our pre-concert entertainment, we have a very special guest, a mentor of mine, an educator. Christian Howes is with us. A little background on him before we hear from him. He was voted #1 in the Downbeat Critics poll, named among the top 3 jazz violinists in the Jazz Times Critic polls, and nominated for the Violinist of the Year by Jazz Journalists Association. He also received the Residency Partner Award through Chamber Music America, earned a USA Artist Grant through the Mid-Atlantic Arts Foundation, and was invited by the US State Department to teach and perform as a cultural ambassador twice in Ukraine and Montenegro. He's released many records and has earned recognitions by the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Downbeat, and Jazz Times, as well as a 6-night run at Lincoln Center. He has his own nonprofit organization called Creative Strings, which I have actually attended as a violinist and student myself. He's been out to Malibu High School and Middle School to clinic, and he has been to Lindero Middle School to clinic. One of our judges is a teacher there, Dr. Gregory. And does an annual summer conference. He is a regular at American String Teachers Association as a clinician. He endorses Yamaha violins and Diodato strings. And I think that now we will hear from Christian.
Hey, thank you. All right, you guys, congrats for being on this program. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to play something up front for you guys, just so you can relax. And then maybe I'll have you grab your instruments if you got them there. We'll do something a little bit fun just so you can get relaxed before you do your thing. So I'm going to do a little riff on Paganini. Hopefully you'll recognize it. And just so you know what I'm doing, I've got a pedal here on my right foot that allows me to change the sound. So this violin, you can hear I've got it lower. I could also make it delay. We'll get the delay here. Let's see if we can get this delay. You hear that echo? I can even get like a guitar sound. I can get all kinds of sounds. So that's the pedal on my right. Now the pedal on my left allows me to record myself. So I'll just step on it. And then I can just loop that recording. It's kind of a fun thing. It's called a loop pedal. And then I can play over top of it. I'm going to use both of those pedals to perform this variation of mine on a familiar Paganini caprice. And you'll recognize it once I get into it a little bit, but I've got to set it up first. That's the setup. Now we're gonna get into the part that you know. All right, thanks for sticking around through that. Some abstract, jazzy music for you guys, because we want to loosen up before we do all these great classical performances. So now what I want to do with you guys, if you have your instruments and if you're willing to indulge me in this, is I want to have you play a little bit back to me. This is a great way to relax, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up another loop for you, and this is going to be on a popular song called Stand By Me. Okay, so let's see. And you can stay muted, you know, if you want, but you can play along with me, and then that way it's just you that gets to hear what you're doing. So there's no pressure. So let me see if I can set this loop up. If I can remember how the song goes. You recognize that? I'll get the bass line. You gotta know that tune. There we go. All right, so now with me, I'm going to show you something. If you play a bowed string instrument, does everybody here play a bowed string instrument? Even if not, that's fine. No, not everybody. So then let's skip that part. All right, so just play after me. Play after me. I'm starting on F sharp. Play that on F sharp. Again on F sharp. Ooh, do, do. You play it. Try it again on F sharp. Ready? You got it? Play that. F sharp. Now sing along. Sing along while you play, right? So you sing it. Sorry for my singing, but you know. Now play after me, okay? Play after me. Starting on F sharp. Starting on B. Yeah, on D. Ah. Hey, nice job. Way to do that with me. So I just want to congratulate you guys. I want to thank everybody for bringing me on here tonight. And I want to acknowledge you for all the hard work you put into this. I want to thank the Optimist Club for all the work you do for the community. And just for the kids, they're looking for stuff to do this summer, or the teachers, just so you know, I do that kind of play along lesson. I do it on my free YouTube channel. And so I've got a playlist right there. You see a lot of teachers, a lot of kids from ages 9 and all the way up are using them. So somebody will probably share a link. You're welcome to use it. It's for free. And again, thank you for having me, and enjoy your concert tonight.
Thank you so much, Christian. We really appreciate you being here. And I got to play along with you just now. It was awesome. I will definitely share that link in the Facebook comments for this. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Have a great evening. All right. On to our judges introduction, and then we get to hear from first our middle school strings. So first of all, I would like to introduce one of our judges, John McQuilken. Am I still on speaker view for everybody else? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, great. I can't see myself, but that's good. So John McQuilken has taught at Quartz Hills High School in Lancaster for 37 years and continues to serve as adjunct music instructor at Antelope Valley College. He is a trumpet teacher and performs with the Ventura British Bass Band, Gold Coast Wind Ensemble, Topanga Symphony, Channel Islands Chamber Orchestra, and the Camarillo Community Band. In addition, Mr. McQuilken is an active member of the Camarillo Optimist Noontime Club. He earned his Bachelor's of Music Education degree and teaching credential from University of Southern California and Master's degree from Southern Oregon University. He's been an active member of Southern California School Band and Orchestra, California Music Educators and National Music Educators Association, and he has served as festival host for over 40 years and continues as an active adjudicator. Mr. McQuilken has been honored as Site Teacher of the Year, District Teacher of the Year, Veteran Teacher of the Year, and Distinguished Service Awards. His students have consistently performed in honor groups, and his bands have been invited to perform at multiple festivals across the nation. His most enjoyable teaching moments were when both of his daughters were students in bands. So John, if you want to turn your mic on and just say hi, we can all see your face and just give a little shout out.
Hi, thanks for doing all this. It's a pleasure to be one of the two judges, and you know, with Dr. Freed, I know we'll have some good judging going on.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
Dr. Gregory Freed has his DMA, has taught music at Lindero Canyon Middle School in Las Virgenes Unified School District since 1994. His concert orchestra travels he has earned concert orchestra travels and has earned top honors at festivals annually. His most advanced groups, Alcalitos and I can't pronounce this title of the string quartet, but I'm sure you can, Eclecticos, right? There we go. Plays classics as well as alternative styles, hence Eclecticos, including bluegrass, jazz, rock, and klezmer. He was twice selected as Las Virgenes Unified School District Teacher of the Year. Dr. Freed earned his violin performance degree at Indiana University, his master's in conducting and violin performance from the University of Denver, and his doctorate from the University of Texas, where he was affiliated as conductor and violin instructor with the internationally acclaimed String Project. Dr. Freed remains active on violin and chamber music recitals with professional performing colleagues. Dr. Fried also served as assistant conductor of the Ventura Youth Symphony for 3 years and was music director of the New West Youth Symphony. He taught violin and conducted at the university level for 10 years, in addition to teaching conducting theory and string methods. His first love, however, is working with young students, especially when each of his 2 children played in his groups. And I can also attest that he was my teacher in middle school, and I played in many of his orchestras as well as summer festivals, which he actually has one again this summer. At the end of this, I will share, actually, maybe I should do that now quickly. So if anybody's interested in attending a summer session, the information is here, and that's not the right one. Sorry, one second. So many screen shares. Here we go. That's what I want to share. And if you are interested in information, more information on this, we will share it as well on the Facebook page. It starts in June, and it goes from 10 a.m. to noon. So Dr. Fried, if you would like to turn off your microphone and just say hello, we can see your face.
Hi, everybody. I'm happy to do this with John. I'm honored to serve on this inaugural competition with John and to be asked to do it. And I look forward to hearing the performances.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Without further ado, we will get into the performances now. And we have, first, we will see our middle school strings group. And our contestants will be able to state their names, their grade, the piece they're playing, and the composer. So we'll go ahead and get started.
Hi, my name is Zoe Retz. I'm a 6th grader and I'm playing The Two Grenadiers by R. Schumann on the cello.
Thank you, Zoe. Jaden, ready?
Thank you. Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jaden Winters, and I am performing Allegro from Adagio and Allegro by Benedetto Marcello. I'm in 7th grade.
Thank you, Jaden.
Thanks, Jaden. I will send my judges to their breakout rooms. Give me one moment. Okay, there we go. Did you get your thing yet? Oh, here we go.
Oh, I see. Join.
So we'll say goodbye to our judges for a moment. And then when you're finished, you can say leave breakout room and you will come back to us. In the meantime, I would like to introduce Patrick Miller. He is the principal of Malibu High School, and he will introduce some other guests that are with him with Malibu High School and Malibu Middle School. So Patrick, Mr. Miller.
Awesome. Good evening. Before I introduce our team, I do want to make sure I thank you all. It's the first school event I've been to as far as an evening event in a few weeks. So thank you all for pushing forward with this. I know Stephen and Bonnie have spent many, many years investing into our instrumental music program in our Malibu schools. And so for us to have this inaugural instrumental music competition as an additional program in partnership with the Optimist Club, another way to highlight our youth, is just awesome. Bonnie did not share the list of the many programs that the Optimist Club does in support of our youth, so I do want to make sure I highlight those right now. And so in addition to this instrumental music competition, we are extremely grateful for their ongoing support. For those of you that aren't familiar with their many programs of the youth in our community, as far as Malibu High goes, a partial list includes an annual essay contest, an annual oratorical contest, an annual scholarship recognizing our seniors, an annual Youth Appreciation Awards, an annual Friend of the Youth Staff Appreciation Awards. They sponsor a Boy Scout club that meets at Webster and have for many years. And they do much more for our youth in our community. So I want to make sure I thank the entire Optimist Club for all their work in support of our kids, for their partnership with Malibu High School, and for adding this event to that long list. And thank Bonnie and Stephen for their ongoing commitment to music in our schools. I also want to thank our team for all their work in making sure that music in our schools continues and that our kids are able to achieve and perform at high levels. We are very fortunate at Malibu High School to have not only professional musicians lead our students, but also expert teachers. I don't have their bios in front of me, but they include master's degrees and doctorate degrees and LA Phil and all sorts of expertise, and I just don't have it in front of me to list, but we are very fortunate for the work that they do day in and day out with our kids, and then also super appreciative of all their efforts to make sure that this competition could happen tonight. So our strings director, our orchestra director is Dr. Maya Zander, and our band director is Mr. John Kibler. They're both on here with us, and I just want to make sure we celebrate them and all their work that they do with our kids to make sure that our music programs are really our signature programs at Malibu High School. So thank you all for your work. And I know with Maya, Steve and her husband helps with our strings program. And I know in our band program, John works with Sasha. So I want to make sure we acknowledge our entire music teams and for all their work with the kids. It's good to see you all. You're doing great. Keep up the good work. And thank you all for having me.
Thank you so much. And I see that our judges are back. Is that right? Not
Yep,
yet.
we're back.
Yes, we're back. Great. Wonderful. Okay, it is time to move on to the middle school and high school wins. So again, you get to introduce yourselves, your name, grade, the piece you're playing, and the composer. So. Oh, sorry, I forgot to share the program so we know where we are. It's going to be All righty, there we go. We'll start alphabetical. Aaron, Lulu, and Joshua.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I go to Malibu High. I'm in 12th grade, and I'm performing Ramones by Edmund Gumpert.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
All right, Lulu.
Hi, I'm Lulu Good. I'm in 6th grade. I go to Malibu Middle School, and I'm going to play Rambunctious Rumba by Richard Kershaw.
Thank you, Lulu.
Thank you, Lulu.
All right, Joshua.
Hello, my name is Joshua Spear. I'm an 11th grader at Malibu High School. I will be playing Hoagie Carmichael's Stardust, as performed by Clark Terry on the flugelhorn. Thank you.
Thanks, Joshua.
Thank you, Joshua.
I will release our judges again.
It's kind of cold in that breakout room. Can you turn the heat up?
Sorry, I turned into a judge and I left for a second. I'm back. Let me put the judges in the room.
Is this like on Star Trek?
Will join your deliberating room. Do you still have that option?
Well, I don't see anything.
Oh, here we go. I'll open it again.
Oh, here we go.
All right, great. While they are deliberating, I would like to introduce Frank Brady. He is a retired director of human resources for HRL Laboratories in Malibu, a 28-year member of the Optimist Club of Malibu, and has also served as president of the club 3 times. So he will tell us a bit about our Malibu Optimist Club. So there we go. Hang on. There we go. Thanks, Frank.
Well, thanks, Raquel. It's my honor to recognize some individuals and organizations that have made this first annual Instrumental Music Festival possible. Our sponsors for the festival, Renee Williams, Farmers Insurance Agency. Our past president, Renee Williams, is the courtesy of her. The law firm of Ewell Carr and Marina Del Rey, courtesy of our current vice president, Mona Kyle. McDonald's of Malibu, past president Tony and his wife Rita Lardis, both members of the club, and SR Realty of Malibu, courtesy of Stephen Ravaglioli. We'd also like to make a special thanks to Mona for her expertise in designing and preparing tonight's programs and the certificates that the participants will receive. We'd also like to thank Vesta Carrera for her tireless assistance in making this program run smoothly. I know Mr. Miller spoke a little bit about some of the programs that we do at the Optimist Club of Malibu, but I'd like to go over a couple of them for you. First, the Malibu Optimist Club is one of 300 Optimist clubs worldwide. Our club was formed in 1960, and fortunately for us, we still have one of our charter members still with us, Mr. Ron Merriman, who is joining tonight via Facebook. We are a club of about 35 members, and our primary focus is supporting youth activities in Malibu. As Mr. Miller mentioned, we sponsor a scholarship program and have done so since the mid-1960s. We've just finished awarding 12 $1,000 scholarships to graduating seniors, all who live in Malibu, 10 from Malibu High, 1 from Oaks Christian, 1 from Viewpoint. And over the last 20 years, we've awarded in excess of $250,000 to deserving Malibu students, including tonight's hostess, Raquel, and State Senator Henry Stern. As Mr. Miller mentioned, we have both an essay and oratorical contest for middle school and high school students. The students learn valuable skills and they also earn some cash prizes. We've developed a special program for based on our essay contest format that turns a program into a writing challenge for the LA County probation camps. The young men there obviously don't get much assistance from the county. They can't have the cash prizes, but they certainly appreciate the sports equipment that we donate to the camp. I think Mr. Miller mentioned it. We also have an Excellence in Education program. Every year we honor a teacher from each one of the Malibu schools. It's recommended by their principal. Along with Joffrey's, one of our supportive sponsors, it's a much appreciated recognition event for our teachers. We annually recognize students in the 5th through 12th grades from each of the schools selected by their principals for their leadership and community spirit during our Youth Appreciation Week. We traditionally sponsor 12 students from the Malibu Boys and Girls Club to attend a week-long summer camp at the Salvation Army camp in Malibu Canyon. We're the original sponsors of Boy Scout Troop 224 in Malibu, as well as a 50-year sponsor of the Malibu Little League. And certainly last but not least, along with the other Optimist clubs in Southern California, we support an Optimist youth home, which houses 75 boys and 50 girls. One's in Eagle Rock, one's in Woodland Hills. This youth home is the largest provider of residential care for probation youth in the state of California and includes a fully accredited high school. So we are not large in numbers, but we do get involved in a wide variety of community programs, primarily here in Malibu. Raquel, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you. awesome things. And our judges are back. We are ready to move on to our final segment, the high school strings. And again, you will introduce yourselves, your grade, the piece you're playing, and the composer.
Hi, my name is Sophia O'Brien. I'm in 10th grade, and I'm playing Bach Cello Suite 1 in G Major Prelude.
Thank you, Sophia. And
Thank you, Sophia.
Hi, my name is Alex Sudman. I'm in 11th grade, and I will be playing Arioso by J.S. Bach.
Would you like to start over? That's fine.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
All right. I will not leave this time to go with the judges. I will just send them for our last deliberation. There we go. All right. And during this time, I would like to introduce Stephen Ravaglioli, one of our sponsors for, no, not yet. Sorry, we have another special guest this evening, Mark Weinsoff, who actually is...
I'm still in the meeting.
Oh, you are? Oh, no. Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Greg's all by himself.
Oh, no. Here we go. I'm going to close them and I will reopen. So this is the fun of being live. Are you able to join now? Hang on.
No.
Okay. I actually think I have to wait for the room to close and then I'm going to reopen it.
Okay.
So I will reopen it in one moment, but while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to introduce Mark Weinsoff, who is the Optimist International President for 2020-21. We have, so many things happening. Okay. And he's also the Operations Support Manager at the University of California, Santa Barbara, where he directs a staff of 3 people who provide computer support for more than 1,000 UCSB staff, which provide services directly to students. He has been in the computer field since 1993, during which time he spent 5 years teaching children how to use computers as their owner of Future Kids of Santa Barbara. Mark received a master's degree in psychology from Pepperdine University in 1992, where he was exposed to the field of positive psychology. He has been applying the scientific principles established by positive psychologists to Optimist clubs and as an individual for more than 25 years. He has been a member of the Northside Optimist Club of Santa Barbara since 1987. Mark was born in Burbank, California, and he grew up in the San Fernando Valley. He moved to Santa Barbara to attend college in 1974 and never left. Mark married Connie Weinsoff in 1985, and they have 2 grown children. So I will now turn it over to Mark, and the room should be open again for the judges.
Thank you. It's really a pleasure to be here and hear these fine musicians this evening. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the Optimist organization. In the early part of the 1900s, Optimist clubs started forming in different places around the country. And after the Spanish flu pandemic and World War I, these clubs decided optimism was needed more than ever. And they got together in Louisville, Kentucky in 1919 to form Optimist International and provide optimism to the world. And they felt like they had been getting together to, as in the thought that optimism would make them more successful in business. And then when they got together in 1919, they decided to spread that to the communities in service to youth. And that is what brings us to where we are today. And you've heard the fine programs put together by the Malibu Optimist Club for your community. And this is happening around the world in 24 different countries with the 2,500 Optimist clubs that are now operating. And I just wanted to say a little bit about optimism as well, because optimists know this world is not a perfect place. And we certainly are enduring some situations now that don't seem as pleasant as we'd like them to be. But optimists know we have the power to make positive change in this world. And that's why we get together in our Optimist clubs to help out in our communities. And so coming out of our current pandemic, I'm sure optimists will be leading the way, finding new ways to provide services to their communities, much like this music program online. It could have gone a different direction where people could have thrown up their hands and said, what can we do? Instead, Optimist found a way to do this online and provide a great venue for our students to show their passion for music and their skills. Before I close, I would like to congratulate and thank all of the parents, guardians, and teachers of these students who have put so much effort into helping them get where they are today. And we certainly thank you and always the teachers for all of the efforts that you put into youth in our communities. And that is why Optimist Clubs are so supportive of schools. So I just want to also congratulate the students on the great performances we heard tonight. I'm so thrilled when we hear young people making their way and finding new ways to express themselves. And I certainly enjoyed myself tonight and glad to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark, for chiming in with us or joining us tonight. And we have an international celebrity here, so thank you so much. Now I would like to introduce Stephen Ravaglioli, one of our sponsors. He is going to lead us in the Optimist Creed this evening. He is a sponsor with SR Realty. He's a music educator who has worked with Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District for 27 years, as well as a professional trumpet player. And he happens to have the same last name as me. So as we recite this creed, I will show it on the screen. And I encourage you all to read along with us while you're muted so we can still hear the fine words of the creed. So.
For the introduction, Raquel, and hello to everybody. Optimism has been a very important part of my life. I've been a member of the Optimist Club of Malibu for, I'm thinking, 30 years, because the year I was president was the year that Raquel was born. So she was born into optimism, and I have grown to really, really love this Optimist Creed, which was written approximately 1912 and has been used by many organizations and many motivational speakers. But each line, as we recite it, imagine yourself living up to the standard of each line. It's very challenging, and I do my best. We all have our down days, but whenever we have a difficult day or a problem, I think about this creed, and I really use it to my best abilities to help me be positive and spread that positive support to others. There's one line in particular that speaks to me as a musician, and I believe it would speak to each of you who did a beautiful job performing, by the way, and preparing for this. But I'm not going to tell you which line it is. We're going to recite this. You may recite it with me if you choose. Promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet, to make all of your friends feel that there is something in them, to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true, to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best, to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own, to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. And the line in particular that speaks to me as a musician would be to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. Because as performers, how often have we performed and we make a mistake, or we play a phrase and it didn't come out as intended, and we suddenly think about that and we're glomming onto that piece of music or that mistake instead of thinking about what's happening in the now and moving on to the future performance. So as musicians, you might remember that, press on to the greater achievements of the future. And each of you really did a beautiful job of presenting this creed through your playing today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I didn't mention that Steve was also distinguished president of the Optimist Club when he served. And now to introduce our last speaker, our current president of the Malibu Optimist Club, Tariq Shribati. He has actually served twice as president. This is his second time serving. He attended Point Doom Elementary School, where he learned to play the trumpet. While at Malibu Park Junior High, he changed seats and learned to play the tuba. Tariq graduated from Santa Monica High School, where he was a member of the Santa Monica High School marching band and one of 7 tuba players. Tariq worked as an engineer at Rocketdyne before moving on to teaching engineering at California State University, Northridge. Following his retirement, he went to work for the Robotics Education and Competition Foundation as the Senior Director for Programs, where he oversees the delivery of programs to youth on 28,000 teams in 68 countries. Tariq has also served as the Scoutmaster of Troop 224 of Malibu for over 40 years. So I will turn it over to Tariq, and he will have some closing remarks as well as be able to present our festival winners tonight.
I spent a lot of time on Zoom and I forgot to unmute myself. Anyways, thank you, Raquel. On behalf of the Malibu Optimist Club, I want to congratulate all of the finalists tonight for their outstanding performances. I'd also like to thank our judges for their time and their enthusiasm. And finally, I'd like to thank all of the members who made this all possible. A lot of work went into it. I'm not going to do a lot of speechifying at this point. I'm sure you're all anxious to find out who are the winners. And the other thing I'd just like to say is I'm looking forward, this is an inaugural event, I'm looking forward to seeing this happen in the future time and time again and growing as we get back to our normal lives. So I'm going to start with the middle school strings, and I'm going to start with second place. Second place is Zoe Retz. And I don't know if we're going to...
Thank you.
Congratulations, Zoe. It was a fine job.
Thank you.
First place is Jaden Winters. Jaden, congratulations. It was a wonderful performance. I don't see him on the screen quite yet. Very nice. And here is the first place instrumental. You'll be getting this along with your prize. And this is where we work out the live stuff. It always looks good on TV, but live stuff is not quite so easy. So I'm going to move on to middle school and high school wins. In third place, we had Lulu Good. In second place, Aaron Bond. And in first place, Joshua Spear. Congratulations to all of you. Let's hear it for them. We can unmute for the clapping, I think. Congratulations. Okay. All righty, very good. And I am going to stall for a second while I wait for the judges. In wins, second place was Aaron Bond. Here we go. Congratulations, Aaron. And Joshua Spear was first place. Congratulations, Joshua. Nice job, guys.
Thank you very much.
All righty. First place is given to Joshua Spear. I really like the flugelhorn. I haven't heard a lot of that in the past. I remember hearing that in high school band, but I don't think I've heard it since. So that was a great rendition. All righty. As we move on I'm waiting for the judges to come up here. Second place was Sophia. So thank you very much, Sophia O'Brien. And in first place was Alex Sudman. Nice job, Alex.
Thank you.
So I know that Raquel and Bonnie Lockrem will be getting in touch with you as we move forward. I'm looking forward to seeing this all again, and I would love to invite you all out to an Optimist breakfast once we start resuming. Right now, Pepperdine, where we meet, is closed. But once this is all past us, I hope to have you all out for a morning breakfast and be able to meet you personally. You guys are outstanding players. I was never very good on the trumpet or the tuba, quite frankly. I never made first chair, but I know how much hard work you guys put into this. And I know that your parents are probably very proud of you, and you should be proud of yourselves. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Raquel. I think we're going to try and get a picture of everybody. Raquel?
Yes, thank you. Congratulations to everyone who performed tonight. We will have these certificates signed and sent to you so you get a hard copy of them, or a virtual hard copy, I guess. I will take a screenshot of everybody, so if you have your instruments still, we can all smile and I'll even get my violin here. So let's see, are we all ready? All right, 1, 2, anybody not ready? All right, 3. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to push. Here we go, try again. Alrighty. Great. I am going to log off of going live and going to end this recording, but thank you so much to everybody. Beautiful job. And thank you to all of our special guests and your family, and to Bonnie Lockrem for putting this whole thing together. So give yourselves a round of applause.
Thanks all.
Everyone. Thank you, Optimist Club of Malibu.